Player setup, you want to make sure that you've got all your targets working. This is also something that stakeholders and product owners don't fully understand is like, where do you want your stream to play, especially if it's on their own web page? What are the targets that they expect it to work on? You might need to coach them through that. Like how old of an Android device do you want to support? How old of an iPhone device do you want to support? And so forth. Make sure that those, obviously we can't just push everything out with HEVC from a distribution point of view because there's going to be players that can't work with that. So make sure that you've got those things lining up. Again, just make sure that everything is working with playback during the day prior and the day of. I always like to keep a reference player open when I'm streaming. That can eat into your bandwidth, right? If I'm watching the same live stream that I'm pushing out, Chris was demonstrating that in his Red 5 latency test. It's a great idea to have that available so that you see what other people are seeing. Oftentimes, I'll have my iPad set up. I'll have my iPhone set up, playing the stream so that I can, see what's going on the live broadcast as if I were a participant. So if I start seeing issues there, then that's going to be a quick signal to me that, hey, something might be going on with something else in this workflow that I've got to fix. Obviously, that's going to use bandwidth, so you got to be careful. If you've got a limited pipe, you can only have so many reference players open. If you're going to be using your own, data plan to do that, live streams are expensive. So again, make sure that's in your costs. If you're going to be, running, if you're going to use up a bunch of data watching live streams on devices as quality assurance, then include that in your budget. You don't want to absorb costs like that because it's going to cut into your margins, right? And of course, testing and more testing. That's sort of my last slide. It is my last slide, I think, in the sense of just, you can never do too much testing. In fact, most people don't do enough testing, and it can be hard without having live audiences participating to see how well you're going to do under load. There's all sorts of solutions you can do for load testing these days for your HLS streams. I'm a big fan of JMeter with BlazeMeter free plugins. There's an HLS sampler plugin from BlazeMeter that you can tie into JMeter, and you can load test your stream media setup that way.